Let's do two-step equations with fractions. So all the rules that we've already learned about two-step equations are going to count for when we do two-step equations with fractions as well. However, some of us still aren't great with fraction operations, so let's practice a few times. Let's start over here. I'm going to work on the side that has the variable first. So I'm going to want to do the number that is not attached to the variable, so the subtraction number. Well, what is the inverse of subtraction? You should know that it is addition. You are going to add 25 on both sides. Those cancel each other out. A negative 29 plus 25. Well, those have different signs, so I know to subtract and keep the sign of the bigger number. And I pull down the rest. Now I have 2/3 x equals a negative 4. Well, currently 2/3 and x are being multiplied, so I need to do the inverse operation, which you guys should know is division. But you should also remember that we don't divide fractions, you multiply. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is this number flipped. So I'm going to put 3 over 2, and that's going to cancel those out. But if I did it over here, I also have to do it over here. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. Now, since 4 is a whole number, I'm going to put it over 1, and then just multiply straight across. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 2 is 2. And I can't forget that negative. A negative times a positive is a negative. Now, I could still simplify this even further, because that 12, my numerator is going to be divided by my denominator, which makes 6. So my answer will be negative 6. Let's look at this other example. Negative 5 over 2x plus 13 equals 18. Let's draw a line down the equal side to separate the sides. I want to start with a number that's not attached to the variable, but that's on the variable side of the problem, which is that 13. Currently it's being added, so I want to do the inverse, which is subtraction. 18 minus 13 is 15. That cancels out, and I bring down my 5 over 2x. So now I know that this 5 over 2, or negative 5 over 2, is being multiplied times x. So just like in the previous problem, we know that the inverse operation of multiplication is division. However, we also know that to divide fractions, you have to multiply by the reciprocal, which the reciprocal of negative 5 over 2 is actually negative 2 over 5. Those cancel each other out. I bring down my x equals, now I'm going to do 2 over 5 on this side. Now, I'm running out of room, but I know that 15 times 2 is 30, and 1 times 5 is 5. And I can't forget that negative sign. Now, I can divide this out and do 30 divided by 5, in which I get 6. So x equals negative 6.